What if the rage, the trauma, and the addiction, what if they were not your enemies? What if they were just really difficult roommates? Ones who moved in without asking, took up way too much space, and refused to leave. Today, we are talking about what it actually means to stay the landlord of your own mind, even when life has tried to evict you from yourself more than once. So, hey, dear listeners, welcome back to another powerful episode of Healthy Mind, Healthy Life, the podcast where we have honest human conversations about what it really takes to live well from the inside out. I'm your host, Avik, and I'm so glad that you all are here today. And please welcome our guest, Joe Gonzalez. So, welcome to the show, Joe.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. What a warm welcome.
Amazing. Amazing. And dear listeners, before we get into the discussion, I'll quickly introduce you with Joe. So, Joe is also known as Scuba Joe, a specially abled Navy CB, a resilience focused writer, and the author of Love That Doesn't Sharpen Spoils, a warrior's framework for staying in control when rage, pain, trauma, or addiction wanted more. So, his story is not one of polished comeback moments. It's a raw, real, and hard one. And that's exactly why it matters. And today we are exploring like why it means, I mean, to your own inner world, and not by eliminating the darkness, but by learning to be its landlord. So, wait to it. Let's get started. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. So, Joe, like before we dive deep into the framework or philosophy, I want to start with something personal. So, like you have described yourself as someone who's knocked on heaven's door 3 times and been turned away each time, and that's not a small thing to say.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
if you can take us to that moment, like where were you and what was it like to face yourself on the other side of all of that?
I mean, you got to realize we're speaking about a good 35, no, longer, hmm, 50 years span of my life has been in and out of hospitals. And it's insane. I hate it. It's not something that you could uh, hold a badge of honor to. It's a dilapidating experience. Just being grinded down over and over and over again. Yeah. I mean, since April of 2016, dude, I've had 16 surgeries. 16, I think. 15 or so. You know what? I've had way too many for a human being to endure. It's ridiculous what I've been through. And that was just my last accident. There's two prior to that, that are just as severe. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But with all that, that's all in the book, and that goes into details. But the bottom line is, I was put at a crossroads many, many times for the good or the bad. And, I may not have made the best decisions, but I always try to focus on the light as much as possible. Sometimes, it was a little gray, you know, sometimes a little darker than gray, but I still kept walking, you know. And now walking into the light is crazy. Things just change for you. I started my foundation up in other vets, starting my app company. Startup founder, trying to break into tech. This is insane. This is insane what I'm doing. And I think you got to be a little insane to walk down this road and be able to have this conversation with you right now. Seriously. I don't know what I'm fueled with, but I'm just walking.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and I have to say that thank you for that. Really, because that's something about hearing someone say that I have been there and I came back, and that just lands differently when you know. they mean it. And I think that's exactly why, or what this conversation is all about, not surviving, but coming back to yourself. So, yeah. And I also love to ask you about some of the common misconceptions. Like, uh, here's something I think a lot of people believe that, and maybe you did too at some point as well, that healing means getting rid of the hard stuff, the rage, the trauma, the addiction.
Yeah.
That if you have truly healed, things and those things just disappear. But your entire framework challenges that idea. And uh, he- yeah, I'm I'm curious about that because when did you first start to realize that trying to erase those parts of yourself that wasn't actually working? So if you can share.
Well, I didn't choose it. It was chosen for me. But I became partially disabled at
Mm-hmm.
20, 21. No, 22, 22 or 23, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the first oof, knock upside the head with it. It's like, this is a roommate that's here for life. I tried to run from it, thinking I'll push my way through it, no problem. And obviously, I made it worse, you know? Pushing myself obviously wasn't the best choice for me at the time to do, and not the most sound thing to do in the person with the AVM in his lungs, you know? But I did. And it made it worse, of course. Then I ran into another tragedy. Based on that ego based decision, he got beat up again. And then finally, a third tragedy, seeming even worse than the first two, that put me in a coma and made me permanently disabled. But within all that, though, man, all that nonsense, it just, I started thinking, it's like, shit, I'm way better than what I'm doing. Yeah, dude.
Fact.
And then while under ayahuasca, this vision came to me about how to put all this together. I'd already was thinking about the app and the foundation, but how it all came to be. And that's when Mother Aya stepped in and said, look, this is how it flows. And she showed me every detail. Said, well, just follow this. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I've been doing. And, we're no Facebook or anything. Maybe it will be. What we're doing is really, really cool no matter what. It's a cool little app that's doing some great fucking things. It truly is. And I'm documenting it all in a series of books and how you can easily focus on what's really important.
Mm-hmm.
What it is, bottom line, man, is the control in your head. You're the landlord. Your head is that's just real estate, brother. Don't let anything just move in. If it has to move in and stay, then you got to control it. You're the landlord. That's, that's one of your tenants. Feel me? That mindset alone makes you start thinking differently about things. And two, while you start going down that path, you guys are looking at yourself because you're not gonna be able to do this alone. I need a community. You need a purpose.
Exactly.
You need a purpose.
Very true.
And that
Yeah.
purpose, you build your people, you build your family,
Mm.
you build your community.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
And that's
And
what we're doing.
yeah, exactly. And that reframe is really fascinating, I'd say, because so much of what we are told, especially in the recovery spaces, is total absistence and cut it off completely. And um, you are saying that for some people, that's not the full picture. And I totally understand. So, what I'm hearing is that the real work is not about removal and it's all about the relationships. And you are not trying to kick that roommate out, that um, you are learning to set the rules of the house. Um, that distinction, yes.
It's your apartment. You can't come into my house and start rearranging the furniture any way you want or put up your shitty posters that I don't like. You know what I
Mm,
mean? This is my house. I'm letting live here. Like certain things, you can't completely get rid of.
Yeah.
I've shaken a lot of things. Like you can't come back. Other things that you have to live with, like disability that you don't want, but you're
Mm,
stuck with. What can you? You can't. It's not going anywhere. And you got to use this model. You know.
mm,
It's like no, it can't stop me. It can limit me, but it can't stop me. That's all. That's it. And you get in that mindset, brother. Perception is everything. Perception will get you out of the darkest storms you've ever faced. That's your ego, baby. That's your lifeline.
mm,
It is. It is. On the second one, the one I almost drowned, it was ego. Pure ego that saved me. Pure fucking ego. I was like, I've been diving for decades, man. I got hundreds, it's not maybe 1,000 dives under my belt. I don't even know.
mm,
I just dive. And um I was down in 20 feet of water lobster hunting and I blew an
yeah.
O-ring. And that's completely understandable because like a moron, I didn't check my gear. I should have checked my gear. And I hadn't done it in years, so it was my fault. Anyway,
Got it.
um, I'm down with no air in 20 feet of water with about 2 pier lengths offshore and about 60 pounds of extra weight on me with all the gear. So do the math, brother. 20 feet of water, 60 pounds of weight, 2 pier lengths out. Think of a pier length. I'm 2 pier lengths out. So
Uh,
yeah, you're pretty much fucked.
mm,
You're like, holy shit, I'm fucked. And bro, I kid you not. I'm like struggling, right? And it hits my
mm,
head. The thought I get, it's like, hey, asshole, are you really gonna let tomorrow's newspaper read that an experienced diver with over 1,000 dives under him or whatever
mm,
gets drowns in 20 feet of water while lobster hunting? You know how stupid you're gonna look? And I swear to God, dude, that enraged me. I'm not gonna look stupid. Imagine, that's all ego, bro. That's just ego. And I'm literally climbing. I'm not even swimming anymore. I'm climbing. I'm reaching and I break water. Oh, thank God. I break water. And then I realize then I'm really, really lightheaded because all the oxygen that I've missed in my brain, I'm passing out. And I'm again about 2 pier lengths out, a pier and a half. I'm out. I'm out there. We swam from the beach.
mm,
And a buddy of mine who's a ranger scoops me up and starts taking out and starts yelling for help because we were in a big bay. And it was a holiday weekend. So when he starts yelling, everybody started to rush me. And they all helped me out, thank God. And a buddy of mine, a Navy SEAL buddy of mine, pulls me out and, I got medevac and I don't remember. And get this, I passed out, obviously. I don't remember any of it. I wake up the next like few hours afterwards in the hospital, right? And then they bring me to, and the doctor's like,
exactly.
you are either the luckiest man in the world or something. It turns out
Mm,
that it only takes about half a cup of water in your lungs and it's lights out. That's it. The doctor looks at me and says, we must have pumped out over a cup and a half on you out of your lungs. How in the hell you're still alive is beyond me. I have no idea. No idea. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. That was the second time. Yeah, bro.
exactly.
That was the second time. Yeah. And then the circle in the accident, the rear ender. Yeah, man, it's been one hell of a journey, bro. It's been one hell of a
I totally understand.
alchemy. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. This has been an alchemy.
Exactly. I totally understand. And um, also, like, I know time is constrained, but still, I'd love to share the takeaway for the listeners today here that what I want to leave you with today, dear listeners, is your hardest moments are not trying to destroy you, but they are trying to move in. And you get to decide the terms of that arrangement.
Correction. Hang on.
Yeah.
They are trying to test you.
Hmm.
Everything. Everything's a test.
Okay.
Everything's a test.
Hmm.
Keep that in mind.
I understood.
You're
I
in
understood.
control, man. Just like anything else. Money, same thing. Don't let it control you.
Hmm.
You control it. It's all a test.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
What happens when you let money control you? Look around.
mm, yeah,
That's the greed. That's the drunk with power. That's what you see. It doesn't control me. It's a tool. It's just a tool.
exactly. Yeah. So, Joe, like, I mean, this is such a real and rich conversation, and I know that our listeners are going to carry it with them. So, for anyone who wants to go deeper with you, grab the book, follow your work, or reach out, um, where should they go?
To our website, and can we put my link up on your podcast? But it's
Hmm.
at motheroceanfund.org.
Hmm.
In our shop, you'll find my book. Just go into the shop, and my book is there. I should make a better page. I gotta fix that. Just a link, right? And you could post it for us.
Definitely. So, what I'll do is I'll put all the links and the details into the show notes, dear listeners, for your easy reference, and so that you can easily reach out to Joe, and also you can check out his book. And with this, I definitely want to say that to everyone who of you listening, thank you for showing up today, and not just for this episode, but for yourself, and that matters more than you know. So, if this conversation moved something in you, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a review, pass it forward, or just sit with what came up. And that quiet reflection, that's where the real work begins. So, with this hope, this is your host, Avik, and this is Heavily Mind, Heavily Life, and I'll see you in the next one. So, till then, be happy. Thank you so much.